Yo, what's up, everybody? Hey, happy Friday. Welcome back to the stream. We are about halfway through this 3D challenge, our 12th 3D challenge. Dream sequence, where we're all challenged to make beat synced art to 120 BPM over 30 days. And y'all been working. I've seen it. You guys got some good works in progresses out there. Yes, the countdown background was made in Touch Designer. That was very fun. And we got some fun stuff planned for the stream today. So what we're gonna do here, well, I guess the first things first is the submission link is now live. We don't release the submission link until halfway through the challenge to really incentivize y'all to not worry about submitting anything quite yet. We want you guys to focus on making the art and using as much time as possible to make that art. Just because there is a submission link that is live, it's the first link in the description, doesn't mean you have to submit right now. You know, I'd probably save submission for the last week, the last few days. With that being said, though, give yourself time to double check and triple check your work. You know, these challenges only work if everyone follows the tech specs, right? If you're one frame off, you have enough renders that are one frame off, it's gonna kind of push everything out and it'll actually make the music out of sync. So we disqualify those renders that are one frame short, one frame off. So please check your tech specs before you submit. So use the last few days as like a padding, as backup, just so that if something is wrong, if something is off, you're able to fix it in time. Like, you don't want to be sitting there in the last 20 minutes, and there's people out there who do, yeah, the last 20 minutes, and you're just unable to fix a small technical error, and it gets DQ'd because you didn't give yourself enough time to fix it. It's very sad because you worked so hard on your art. But yeah, just give yourself enough time, you'll be fine. And I'm gonna show you here on the stream, I'm gonna show you guys how I'm looking at these renders and how I'm like judging them technically. You'll see in DaVinci where I'm looking at the frames and the resolution and all that stuff. So try and make it as easy as possible on you guys. Yes, John Jonah, check the tech specs. How are you guys feeling? You know, how you guys doing? You know, one of the moderators, Scouty, he was like, man, I feel like we have too much freedom on this one, and it's hard to know what to do with this challenge. And I'm curious, you know, a lot of you guys have wanted this kind of freedom where you can make your own camera as long as it follows our camera specs. But I'm wondering, you know, maybe we'll do a poll in a little bit here. I want to know, is this too much freedom? Do you guys feel like kind of paralyzed by the amount of things you can do? Not enough limitations this time? Very curious. Or are you loving it? Or are you just running with it and you're like, finally, you've allowed me to do more things? I'm sure it'll be a mix, right? But we have some works in progress. We got some whips to look at on stream. There's probably 5 or 6 of them, and there's some really good examples of ones that are following these on beat keyframes. There's some ones that aren't, that just need some little adjustment. So there'll be some really great examples to talk about here in a second. And I want to show you guys something as well. Marvelous Designer, they sent me a little example on how Marvelous Designer could be used in a abstract way. So let me go ahead and loop this. Sotomonte, if you want to throw us over here. Yeah, so this is pretty sweet. Now, Marvelous Designer, you guys, this is geared towards the Marvelous Prize, right? We know that the Marvelous Prize, the best use of Marvelous Designer gets a little side pot of prizes. I believe it's $500 and feature spotlights across all of the Marvelous Designer channels. And you know, of course, you guys know you can use Marvelous Designer for cloth and clothes and all that stuff. But this is a great example that they sent me. I had never seen this, of abstract uses of Marvelous. So I don't know if this helps you guys, if it helps you think outside the box a little bit. I know we're halfway through the challenge. You guys are probably already moving forward on the ideas that you have, but maybe this inspires you to think outside the box a little bit. But yeah, this is really well done. Very nice. Shout outs to the Marvelous team for throwing this to me. I hadn't seen this before. Super cool. Yeah, John Jonah has only used it for clothes. Yeah, I mean, I guess there's a bunch of cool creative uses you can get out of it. Sweet. So let's talk a little bit about these works in progresses from you guys. And then I'm gonna go over when you guys submit, how it's coming in to DaVinci, how I'm judging it and filtering it in DaVinci, and we'll go over all of that for you guys here. But let's start with these works in progresses here, and I think we have it set up so that you guys can hear what I'm hearing. Let me know if you guys can hear this okay. So this is from Colic. And it looks like they're using the slow, snappy camera, or that style. I think they made their own, right? My first bit of advice is, you see that wiggle that you're getting on the second camera movement right here? Boom. There's that little wiggle. Put that at the top here as well. So on the first frame, it's just like, boom, wiggling a little bit. That way it kind of, the renders loop into each other. So that's my first note on this. You got the two worlds thing going. Very nice. So a bit of feedback here. You know, you're using this slow template, right? It looks like you created your own camera in the slow camera speed style, right? That's fine. We want you to visualize the beat on those missing keyframes, right? 15, 30, 45, 60, etc., etc., etc. You have the camera animated on 60 and 120 right now, 0, 60, and 120. Now, I see that you're animating stuff on those missing keyframes, the particle system here, the lights up around here, but it's not enough. It's too subtle. This is just from an artistic perspective. Like, I need to feel it a bit more. If I were to turn off the music, you don't feel the beat anymore. You know what I mean? So I want to visualize, I challenge you to visualize that beat a bit more. How can you visualize it a bit more? Maybe it's something with the camera pushing forward a little bit, or maybe the rings are spinning up here, like everything's spinning and rotating. Like this center thing could be spinning on the vertical axis, perhaps snapping at 90. The hands could be spinning as well. You know, what more can you do to visualize that? And obviously we know it's a work in progress, so everything's said with a grain of salt, of course. But yeah, just saying, if this was a final submission, I'd be like, I want to feel the beat more in this. But yeah, good work so far. Let's check out this one from Detailed. That may or may not be your name, but all right. So when I see this, I'm not quite feeling the beat either, though I see what you're doing. It's the gunshot recoil that is hitting the normal speed beats. Boom, boom, nothing there. Boom, 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 nothing. All right, so you're hitting 3 out of the 4. And then as far as the missing beats in between those, it looks like you're whipping the camera, but you're whipping the camera at some odd time in between beat. I would probably, to clean this up, I would have this camera whip. I feel that camera whip really hard. It's just not on the beat. It's on like some weird offbeat, right? So I would move those camera whips to the on beat frames. It's hard to say what frame number, right? It's probably 45, 75, 90, and 105. But I think you have your camera whips on these like frames that aren't that, right? They should be equidistant. So it's like shoot, whip, shoot, whip, shoot, whip. Right now it's like shoot, whip, shoot, whip, shoot, whip. You just need to space them out evenly. Shoot, whip, shoot, whip, shoot, whip. And then I think it'll feel really on beat. So that's on my only note for this. I think the style is cool. And you're still working on it, of course. But yeah, like you have the movement there. It just needs to be kind of locked on the grid a little bit more, if that makes sense, right? Yeah, you could be aiming on the beat too. Cause like when you fire the gun, boom, 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 those are on the beat, but they're so small. Visually, it's not a big movement. Compared to these camera whips, they're huge, right? So I would maybe try and beef up the gunshots a little bit more. You know, you could bring the gun up, like gun up, shoot, whip, gun up, shoot, whip, something like that. Or when you shoot, instead of a tiny little thing, it's more of like a boom, it's bigger, you know? The real test, right, is if we pause things and we watch it without music. And like there's kind of a thing there. It's like dun 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 dun. There's a little something in there. It's just a little like a staccato, or not staccato, but I'm forgetting the word. Syncopated. Yeah. Hopefully that helps you. Dizzy is next. Let's take a look. Let's listen to it without music first. This looks like normal camera speed, right? You're animating the camera on 0, 30, 60, 90, 120. This one feels like it's locking pretty solid. Now the question is, what are you doing in between those camera moves? I see you moving the trains. Boom. Yep. This train stops. This train stops. This train stops. This train stops on the beat. That train stops on the beat. That last one, where everything goes flying, right here. There's not really a visualization of that beat. It's not bad. It's really not bad. But you're doing it on every single one. Like, why not do it on that last one? I like the style. What is Monument Valley, right? That video game kind of reminds me of that. Visually, so I think you're doing a pretty decent job of visualizing the beat here. The little like camera wiggle, I'm just a big fan of it. I know it's an artistic choice, but I don't know, try it out. See if you like it. Visually, it looks like you have a lot of small detail things, like these lily pads. The trains, I guess, would be small detail. Large detail would be there's more like medium detail. These pillars feel like medium detail to me. I feel like you need, and the tracks themselves feel like a mix between small and medium detail. So there's a lot of small detail in this render. There's some medium detail, like these pillars. I think you need some large detail to balance this out. The water right now is taking up a lot of the visual weight of your image, right? I love that color. That turquoise color is great. Oh, these fish too seem like ultra small detail, and they're the only objects in your scene that are that ultra small detail, and they feel a little too small. Almost, they almost feel like little particles, whereas your scene feels like it's a bit more blocky. You know, you have your small and medium detail, but you have just a little bit of micro detail. I think you just need to balance the weight of your scene here. Maybe there needs to be something in the water, I don't know, as opposed to just like a turquoise screen instead of a blue screen, a green screen. It kind of looks like a turquoise screen, like it's just a single colored background. Might be able to do something with that. I love these water ripples. These stylized water ripples are really cool. Let's listen to it with the music. Yeah, spot on, good stuff. Yeah, just try and balance out the visual weight of your objects here. Maybe try and fill out the background a little bit more. I'm digging the colors. The orange, turquoise, magenta kind of vibes, blue. Love the ripples. Very fun. I'd say keep going with it. See how far you can push it. Hemer is next. We'll listen to it without the music first. Really cool idea. I don't know what the story is, but really cool idea. And really cool execution too. Let's listen to it with the music. Yeah, I feel like I can feel something, camera-wise. Okay. My main note here, animation-wise, camera-wise, is that I think it just needs to be refined and honed a little bit more. It's a little loose and floppy and a little all over the place. It's almost as if like, let me do this for you. Let's say this is your timeline, okay? Let's say this is your timeline. And let's see if I can't get this pulled up with the render. Okay, let's say this is your timeline, okay? 120, 0. Okay. And it looks like you're hitting 0, 30, 60. Yeah, you're hitting 60, you're hitting 30, and you're hitting 90. All right, so 30, 60, 90, 120. 30, 60, 90, 120. Very nice. Okay, so the way your camera is animated right now, it almost feels like you're animating the movement, you're animating the focal length, okay? And you're animating a bit of your scene too. And it looks like, imagine these were your little keyframes. It's like as if your keyframes are here, here, and here for all of the different elements you're animating. It just feels like they're a little off. And what they need to be, all three of those keyframes need to be boom, right on that 90. Right on that 120. It just feels a little loose, a little around those downbeats. And I think you just need to hit those downbeats a bit punchier. That's just like my artistic note on that. It just needs to be tightened up a little bit. I think it has to do with like the way the camera is resting. It's like too much wiggle or something when it lands. So hopefully that makes sense to you. Hopefully that makes sense. But I love the idea. I think it's really cool. I like your lighting. Yeah, the idea is sick. Keep going with it. you know, this arm gets animated out for some weird reason. I don't know why this arm right here just animates out for no reason. I also don't quite know, like, it's like the character's trying to run away, but they can't because they're being held back by, I don't know, another copy of themselves. Is it a clone trying to escape? Is it a judge? Like, what are those people at the desk? Like, there's something going on, but I don't quite know exactly what's going on. But again, it's a work in progress, right? This is cool though. Now, in terms of animating the in-between frames, let's see. This one almost doesn't need it because there's so much movement going on. And whatever animation you would be doing in between those main, you know, 0, 30, 60, 90, 120 camera movement keyframes, I don't know how, like, apparent they would be because you're moving the camera so much. You would have to do something huge to, like, visualize those in between, those missing on-beat keyframes, and I don't know what you would do. So like the wall coming down is like bump, you know, I would sync that to the beat. Bump. It's a little late. It's like 2 frames late. Bump. I mean, it could be as easy as like a camera flash or a big lighting pulse in between or something. I don't know. But this one feels nice. I like this a lot. Next we'll go to Mims. Yeah, I don't feel the beat at all in this one. Visually, it's almost, it feels like a different challenge. It feels like a different thing. I can't quite tell, like the camera doesn't feel like it's rotating in 90-degree snaps, or multiples of 90. It feels, I don't want to say this, but I'm going to say it. It feels like you had this project on like your hard drive before the challenge, and then you kind of just like changed it a little bit to fit the challenge, is how it feels. Which may or may not be true. If it's not true, then yeah, you just need to hit the on-beat keyframes. Like, I feel like none of the on-beat keyframes are being hit on this. I don't feel any beat when I'm watching this without music. Even with music, I don't feel it. Yeah, without music, the rhythm is like noise. It's like boop bip 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 boop bip boop bip bip boop bip bip. You know, like there's no constant pulse there. So yeah, get your on-beat keyframes going, please. This is also submitted, again, work in progress, right? But we want to practice good tech specs, good export practice. This was 121 frames and it would have been a DQ. So please make sure you're exporting your works in progresses as the correct tech specs. Very important, very, very important. Yeah, you want to be practicing that correctly from the top. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it sounds rude. I don't know. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just trying to be realistic here. So, Apologies if you guys take offense, but yeah, needs to visualize those on beat keyframes. Please, please, please. And that's the point of this, right? Is to get feedback. So that's why you guys submitted. This one. All right, Naz. Don't even need to have the music on. I feel the beat. I feel the pulse. This is solid. I think this is Naz. They're using the snappy camera style. I'm wondering if you used your own camera or if you used a template we gave you. I have a feeling it might be a template we gave you. But yeah, this feels sick with the music. Love it. Love it. Naz, you're killing it. You're killing it, man. You understand. Yeah, for sure. Very solid. And we got Scratch. Let's take a look at Scratch. Actually, no, before I do that. It's just looking good, dude. It's looking really nice. Yeah. Nice colors. I love the electric pulse around the character. Very fun. Shout out to you, man. You've been on the server for a long time. So is Scratch. So Scratch has two versions, right? This is like, you know, the whole idea mocked up. Looks like a little Luigi's Haunted Mansion vibes. Yep. This is nice. Yeah, telling by like what you're aiming for, this is going to be solid. You're animating all those missing keyframes or those missing on-beat keyframes, right? Because you're doing the slow camera speed template, animating your camera on 60 and 120. Very nice. Once you get the character in there, you get the ghosts in there, it's going to be solid. So this is killer work. Yeah, freaking awesome. Really, really nice. Now let's take a look at text specs here. Okay, guys. So when you're submitting your art, what I'm gonna do is bring it into DaVinci, right up in here, and I am going to filter things by the frame count. So let's filter by frame count. Now we have all of these guys. 120 frames. So these ones would be passable. Let's also take a look at the resolution. All of the resolutions are correct, right? We have HD or 4K, and the frames per second, all at 30 FPS. Those are the three things I'm checking for text specs. That's it. Did you get the right amount of frames, the right resolution? We are only giving you a choice between two, and the right frames per second. Those would be good. So ones like this, 121 frames with this lower resolution, that would be Pit of Despair. That would be a DQ. This one here, 240, I know this is for, you were looping, I think this is Scratch's art. Yeah, you were looping yours, you looped it twice. 240 frames is exactly 120 times 2, so that technically that's correct. Same for this one, 480, they just looped it 4 times. I get it. So technically you guys are doing it correct. 30 FPS, great. You have the right resolution, fantastic. So just make sure, that's all I'm doing is I'm checking those. Everything else gets filtered out into the Pit of Despair, and then I'll grab all of these ones that are correct and we'll judge those. And those will all be eligible for top 100, top 5, all the prizes and stuff. So yeah. Let's see. Anything else in terms of like submission stuff, tech spec stuff? I hope that was helpful for you guys. I hope you saw like kind of what I'm looking for in the tech specs when you submit, and also the camera specs when you're making your own thing. And it really just comes down to visualizing the beat, visualizing those on beat keyframes, which a lot of you guys are doing. Some of you are doing it, it just needs a little bit of shifting, right? You have those moments in your render, it just needs a little shift over. And some of you guys are also doing it, it just needs a bit more accent, right? You just need a little bit more to feel those on-beat keyframes. And then, yeah, I think that's pretty good round of examples for you guys, and a pretty good variety of examples to help y'all out. So heck yeah, sweet. Let's take a look at some questions. Hit me with @pwnisher in the chat, and I'll make me see. I'll see it a little bit easier. Is it okay if my camera has a continuous slow orbit movement along with a 90-degree rotations? Yeah, that's fine. So you're saying like this, right? Like, here's your central object, here's your camera, and your camera is slowly doing this the whole time around this object, but you're going 90, 90, 90, 90, 90. Yeah, that's fine. That's totally fine. I had someone else ask me a similar question, like, can like my camera be moving forward? Like, let's say this is a character walking and this is the camera, and they're both moving like this, but it's still like you're still like moving your camera in the 90-degree multiples of 90, and you're still like pushing your camera forward, but everything's like as if it was on a train. The cameraman's on a train, your actor is on a train, the train is moving, but you're still boom boom hitting all your stuff. Like, that's totally fine. Yeah. Starter file link not working. It should be. I don't know why it wouldn't be. I'm pretty sure it's working for most people. Try a different browser, perhaps. I don't know what country you're from. Maybe a VPN. I don't know. Okay, so if a scene doesn't have noticeable beats, so what I'm hearing is if you're not visualizing the beats, what you're saying, would camera flashes or pulses work, or just a case-by-case basis? So are you asking to not move the camera? Can you do a scene with a static camera but have like camera shakes? No, we need you to move or rotate the camera at least on the slow speeds, which is 0, 60, and 120. We can't have just a static camera and then have your scene moving around. We want your camera active and moving, because the whole point, right, is like it needs to match the camera templates that we made for this challenge, so that it all feels like it's part of the same challenge. That's the idea. And all of our camera templates are moving, rotating at those different times, right? It's not just static. Let's see. I look tired. I don't know, a little tired. We filmed all day yesterday at Corridor for a thing, and all day Tuesday too. I don't know. Maybe a little tired. Yes, you can combine camera speeds. I believe this is an FAQ. So you can do a fast camera movement and then go into a normal speed movement. That's totally fine. Yeah, all good. Is it okay if the camera doesn't rotate but moves backwards slowly, but the beats are properly visualized? So you're saying, like, can you just have the camera moving back like this throughout the entire shot, and then your scene is moving on the beats? Like, no. We still need, at least for your camera, to move on frames 60 and 120. That's the slow speed camera template. It needs to, like, just a little bit of dolly back doesn't count as that. It needs to do something on those 60 or that 120. How many submissions get DQ'd? I don't know. I mean, each challenge, I feel like it gets better and better. The more people do them and understand. But I'd say, I don't know, 10% maybe of submissions get DQ'd. Of those 10% though they get DQ'd, it's more like they're not eligible for top 100. They're not eligible for top 5 because they didn't follow the rules, right? The tech specs, etc. But I still want to do everything I can to include you in the all renders montage. It would suck to like not be included because you were 1 frame off in the all renders montage. So I go through as many of the like Pit of Despair DQ'd renders as possible and trim a frame off, convert them from 24 FPS to 30 FPS, from 48 FPS to 30 FPS. I'll take the resolution and scale it up or scale it down, whatever. So to try and include as many people as possible. I can't do that for everything because some are just missing too many frames, or some of the frame rates are just so weird that like I just can't include it, or there's just too many, there's not enough time. But I'll do as much as I can to get everyone included in that all renders montage for sure. Is it okay if we have the 90-degree angles, but we have more than 2 axes changing rotation at a time? So you want to move like this, and you also want to move like this at the same time? Yeah, that's fine. It'd be like, yeah, that's totally cool. Yeah, focal length could be changed on the beat, absolutely. All right, so those are the whips. Let's get started with some art. Let's do it. So since the last week, I hadn't had much time to work on this. It's been a busy week. But I got my assets ready. I got a fun little kit bash asset pack from CG Trader. This artist here, I don't know how to pronounce that, but CHTAZI on CG Trader. They make a bunch of cool kit bash things. I didn't know about them before this. I just did a little search, but yeah, these are sweet. You know, this is exactly kind of what I'm aiming for, is this kind of vibe, this kind of visual language. Oop. And one moment, my friends. So yeah, this is like the right assets that I need here to start filling out my scene. And to review what we have, I did a little bit of lighting. I made this like rubber conveyor belt situation over the week as well. It's the most inefficient way. It's just geometry. I feel like if I did it with materials, that would be, you know, technically better, but yeah, whatever. We're getting there. I got a little placeholder skull situation. And it was animated. I don't know why it's not animated anymore, but that's okay. But what we're gonna do on stream is replace all of these cubes with these kit bash pieces. And probably work on a little bit of lighting as well. Just a refresher for everybody. I am making a a sequence, a little intro title sequence for the top 100 montage. And why is this not? There we go. So I'm trying to like tee up all the other renders, right? And kind of justify them, set the stage for like the story side of things. So that's what I'm working on here. And I'm trying to figure out what happened to the animation of this guy. I had this animated. It's all good. It was just some temp animation. But it was this piece right here that was animated. It's just not animated anymore. I don't know what happened, but it's all good. It was going to be replaced anyway. All right, so where do we begin? Let's maybe switch out this stuff on the bottom here. And then we can switch up the stuff on top. We'll just get like a V1 and then we'll kind of work things in. So what do we do? Where do we go? What do we grab? Lots of options here. This thing's kind of cool. Going for the blocky pieces. This thing is kind of cool back here. Not tall though. So I'm looking for flatter things like this perhaps. So maybe this one. I'll shift D to duplicate. And shift Z will exclude movement on the Z axis. So I'm just gonna kind of like stage things over here. This thing's kind of cool. This thing's kind of cool. Let's grab those, stage them up. Okay, I got that guy. These guys are kind of cool too. I like those. Grab those. And let's flip these. On the X axis, we'll go 180. And on the Z axis, another 180. Yeah. Those are fun. This thing is kind of cool. I like that. Grab that. Maybe this guy as well. Sweet. All right. Let's hide these for a sec. All of these template little placeholder guys. H. Let's start replacing these. Maybe let's try and bring this in. So I want this to be like some sort of like machinery that's above the conveyor belt. This one too, perhaps. All right, I'm gonna do a poll for you guys here first, because I mentioned that poll. I want to know. So the question is like, it's like, do you like the freedom with the template this time? Or is it giving decision paralysis? This is good info for us doing these challenges. I love it. It's hard to come up with something. Okay. Too many characters. Let's see, let's shorten this. Boom. Let's try that. All right. Yeah. And the difficult part is not making it feel like it's just random kit bash pieces. Like, you want there to be some logic between all this stuff, ideally. And this will we probably want this to have like lined with something like this. Let's flip this around. Scale -1? Is that gonna work? Scale on the X -1. That's very specific. Okay. Shift D to duplicate. Scale on the X by -1, which then mirrors it, which is what we want. Fantastic. Is there anything else we can line our conveyor belt with? Ooh, what are these? These are kind of cool. We can try that. Yes, this feels very high tech. I like this. Maybe let's go. This here or something. We'll bring these guys back. And maybe we'll flip this. And let's scale up our conveyor belt. And I'll flip these around because I like the this detail on the end of this. I want to see that at the top of the shot. Okay, yeah, right now it just looks like a bunch of kit bash pieces, but we're onto something. We're starting it, so it's good. Billy, what's up, Billy? Yes, we're gonna do another weekly challenge review, Anachronistic, which I did not know what that meant until this weekly challenge. But yes, we'll be reviewing weekly challenge at the end of this. Oh, some depth. All right, yeah, you're looking for some depth to make it feel 3D. I like it. Like where your head's at. Yay, glad you got in. Yay. Can you use existing IP for this one? Yes, I believe you can. No copyright issues or anything like that. Nope. Oh, I got you. Okay, so Alt D versus Shift D. So I thought Alt D was like, yeah, when you change something, it'll change the original one, or if you change the original one, it'll change the instance. But I guess that makes sense. Yeah, doing an instance will keep the render times down. Absolutely. Thank you. Oh God, that geometry. That's brutal. Dang. Oh man. There we go. Shade flat. Shade flat. Way better. And then we can get... Okay, so if we shade smooth, right? And then we throw one of those normal under... What is it? Utility or something? Normals. Yeah, we throw a smooth by angle on it. I don't know why it's in there twice. All right, computer's crashing. Now we have this little slider to control what gets smoothed, and I want to smooth out these little guys right in here. So we just kind of bring that up until those are smooth. Perfect. We could keep going to get these. Looks like 26.8 does it. There's this one here as well. I don't want to go too far with it. I think that might go too far. But it's better than it was before with it off. Yeah, it's way sharper now. When I open Shade Smooth menu, you can add the smooth by angle modifier by default. What you mean? So if I shade smooth, oh, it's in here. Keep sharp edges. Is that what you're talking about? It doesn't do anything. Shade flat. So Montage, you know what they're talking about? Adding the shade smooth by default? Or the, what is it? Normal angle or whatever you're talking about? Shade smooth.
I think this changed since I used Blender often. I think I can right click and then shade auto smooth.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
I don't know if that's what...
Yeah, that's the one. Sick, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Belly. Yeah, getting all these kit bash pieces to feel like they work together is a whole other beast. Like, whoa. All right, let's Yeah, like getting this to snap into this feels better. And maybe we scale this up. Yo. Something like that. So that that like fits in there, you know what I mean? And it feels a little bit more justified. Yeah. That's nice. Ooh. I can scale it down a little bit more and it'll fit like right in there. Sweet. All right, Alt D. That instance. I like the asymmetrical vibe as well. So let's see if we can't get this to fit into like another piece over here. Like what would this piece be? Fair enough. The poll is ended. I can't end it. Why can't I end it? It's probably because the chat is like popped out. Visual, if you don't mind ending the poll, I appreciate that, man. So it's only 50, it's just a little over 50-50. Which is interesting. Very interesting. All right, could we slot that in? Where could we slot that in? Maybe this one? It's a little big. But let's see. All right, so like maybe it goes in here or something. Right? All right, something like that. The lights are blocked. Let's fix that. The heck? Why are my lights off?
Are you on cycles or Eevee?
There we go. Thank you.
Okay.
And these lights, I think, are just actually like inside of this thing. Yep. Nah. Gotta hit grab first. G. Do you think it's worth to compete if I'm just starting today? Why not? Why not? There's still lots to learn, lots of fun to be had. Go for it. Why not? And yes, about middle of the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, you'll see an announcement in the Dream Sequence announcements channel calling for any works in progress that want to be shared on stream rather. And we can take a look at them, send them to Sodamonte, hit him with a DM, and he'll, sift through a few of them and pick some, and we'll talk about them on stream. And I try and do that just to help guide everyone with their ideas, with their submissions, just a little bit of feedback, because the more that everyone is on the same page, like the more the more like unified the final montages feel, which is always better. So yeah, feel free to do that. Keep your eyes peeled for the announcement. Dream Sequence announcements on the Discord. I am loving Blender. I'm here to stay. It's the best. No complaints here. So nice. Yeah, it's the way you navigate, the way you move things around, it just feels clean. It's great. I love it so much. Veli, you're the best. Thank you. Thank you. You learn something new every day.
Oh, let's also make sure you have your graphics card enabled if you go to edit preferences.
Yeah.
And then system. I think you know the deal, but optics.
Yeah.
This is the one. Wait, I can't read the text.
Yeah, it's the one. It's the one. This one's checked. Yeah. It's my single graphics
the
card.
NVIDIA. Yeah, perfect.
Cool. Sweet.
Now we should be fast.
All right, let's get those lights back in. Let's bring these guys up. That means these are coming up too. There they are. Oh, I like that. Yeah, it's like coming from underneath. That's super cool. Pros and cons compared to Unreal. Well, Blender's very different than Unreal. They're different tools, in my opinion. I wouldn't be able to maximize Unreal Engine without the use of like another DCC like Blender, right? So, Unreal is kind of where I finish things. I'll light things in Unreal, render things in Unreal. I'll even do materials in Unreal. You kind of bring all of your assets and everything that has been built into Unreal, and I would be building it in Blender in this case, right? So they work together very, very well. I would not use Unreal Engine's modeling tools to model something. I would do it in Blender. Same for like animating cameras. Yeah, it can be done in Unreal. It might be because like I'm just more comfortable animating a camera in Blender than I am in Unreal. So I guess it comes down to like, you know, I could really answer your question if I was proficient in Unreal Engine and Blender equally. And then I could say as an artist, I prefer doing XYZ in Blender and the rest in Unreal. But for me, like right now, like just for example, making the templates for this challenge, I animated the cameras in Blender. And I imported those cameras into Unreal Engine. I tried making them from scratch in Unreal Engine, but it's just so much easier to animate them in Blender. So it's just, yeah, for me personally, I liked it. You know, I did the camera animation in Blender, import it into Unreal. I just feel like I have more control in Blender. So it just comes down to personal taste as far as that bit goes. Let's see, do we want to open these guys up a little bit? These lights? Ah! I don't know. Maybe. For now, not so much. Okay. Let's yeah, I want this to like land in some sort of staging, prepping area. I don't know if these are giving me that vibe, so I'm gonna move these off screen and find something else that like feels like that. What feels like that? These feel really big. Don't we use those? I like this thing. But I don't know if that's what I'm looking for as well. This thing is cool. wonder if I could put this. No. I think so. Something that locks into this would be nice, the other end of that. All right, maybe that. I don't know. Let's try it. Hit it with that shade auto smooth, which totally works. Thank you, Veli. Oh, shoot. I wonder if we just took this. Okay, I could use that again. Or maybe we try these two. Maybe something like that. What up, Scouty? Yeah, MStronics. So the view on the left is like render view. Oh, I've had this comment up for a while. The view on the left is like the rendered view, which yeah, if I were to hit render right now, that's what it would look like. And then the view on the right is like my viewport view, where I'm orbiting around the scene and building it and stuff. The one on the left is camera view. Yeah, so that's what my camera's looking like. Yeah, I mean, if you're on our Discord server, you should see like events. We try and queue it up as early as possible. I think this time around we had the word out about a month before, but you can always count on these challenges being in February and August. So just know that if you mark February and August in your calendars as challenge time, that's when these challenges always are. But yeah, on the Discord server, a month before, so like the 1st of July or the 1st of January, we say challenge coming, and we're posting teasers there as well. There's a whole puzzle that comes out that Folio makes, where you kind of work with the excuse me, where you work with the community and like solve the puzzle and unlock the theme of the challenge and the name and stuff. It's pretty fun. Yeah, totally. I still have, yeah, exactly. So what is it? Alt H unhides your stuff. Exactly. So I'll have that going on, and I'm kind of getting the ground stuff in place first. You know, I can move it around and whatnot, and then I will do this top stuff as well. And this is where I want to have like a bunch of monitors around this area and whatnot. So we're almost there. Just wrapping up the bottom area, getting a V1 on the bottom area, and we'll move to the top area. All right, let's finish out this right side. See what we can do. I mean, this thing is kind of cool. Yeah, I'm just getting a V1 in place. And then when I do the top bits, right? I'm just going to move things around. Because, yeah, I want this stuff to peek through. Ideally. Link for Discord is in the description for you, my friend. I don't know. I don't love it. I don't love it, but let's look for something else. I feel like I tried this piece. Ooh, this grading is kind of cool. Oh, you wanna be sick? Yes. Okay, check this out. Let's bring this over. And there'll be a moment where it like passes through. I'll bring this close to the camera. Something like that. And then focal length, or depth of field rather. I would imagine it would be in the camera somewhere. Camera tab somewhere. Depth of field. And we would point it to probably the skull, but for now we can point it to the ground here. So I'll select. Should I do this manually? Maybe we'll do it manually. Let's see what's the best way to do this. Focal distance. Yeah, there we go. Cool. And the f-stop will take to like 5.6 maybe. So this light that's blasting this grading, I will probably have like turned off for this opening bit. I might also have it, let's scale it up and move it at like the top of the shot. So right in the beginning, we're kind of like wiping to reveal the scene, and I probably would have yeah, like I said, I'd probably have this light turned off at the beginning, and it like passes over and boom, we're in. And then I think that light will turn on when this skull kind of moves up into frame. It'll be like it'll move up, and then the light will be like it'll turn on, like flicker on or something. Yeah, that's cool. So I feel like, the camera is moving over this like static conveyor belt. I feel like the conveyor belt has to be moving. Oh, my leg. Oh, jeez. Oh. That was close. Light linking. What is that like? When you turn one light off, other lights will turn off too, or something? Alright, what's going on, Scouty? I like creating an empty called focus and just having... Oh, yeah, just having focus links to that. Usually do focus pools and change things quickly. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Let's do it. Let's do the Scouty method. So we're going to make an empty. We'll make it a... I don't know. We'll make it a sphere, I guess. I don't know. Scale it down. Scale it down. And let's turn on, if I grab this, where'd that sphere go? Yeah. If I turn on, get it above this first, snap to the face of things. So now when I move it, hit G, it'll just be snapping to this conveyor belt, right? And then we'll tell the camera focus to this null, this empty. We'll call the empty focus marker. Yep, so now when we move this, we can move this up, turn off snapping, do focus pools, animate focus pools, and all that. Thank you, Scouty. And then this thing, if I move this, yeah, still in focus. Cool. I started using Blender in November. When Folio, we did a Discord challenge called the Suit Up Challenge. It was a 30-day like challenge, kind of like Inktober. Every day you model. It was a modeling challenge. I guess it was a texturing challenge too. But every day you model a new piece of gear for your character, and after 30 days you'll have 30 pieces of gear and a full character to put the gear on. And it was called the Suit Up Challenge. It's something that Folio did on the Discord server. It was awesome. It got me excited about it. So I was like, I'm gonna pick up Blender. I'm gonna use that to learn Blender. And yeah, it was fun. And I'm loving it. It's so nice. What's up, y'all? How you doing? Hope you're doing well this month. Hope you're having fun with your submission and stuff. Good times, dude. Oh, so you can have like lights that are impossible. Impossible lights. But that is very handy. Okay, light linking is a way to tell the light which object it's going to affect. It's an object properties shading. Let's see. So I have the light selected. Object properties, shading, light linking, new. we're gonna add something. I don't know what we're adding. Light linking for area light. Let's select this bit. I don't know. I have to select the light. I don't understand. Do I drag the object in? Sotomonte, do you have any insight on light linking in Blender?
I haven't used it that much. So, and I think it changed how it works since I used it.
Because it's like, I don't know why it's not letting me add a new thing right now. I like light linking receivers. I have to drag it in through the outliner. So I have to drag this. That's annoying. Is it dragging through the outliner? What? 77.001. Dragging 77.001. And I turn it off. And okay, it's not affecting it. That's cool. I wonder if I can select this light and just drag. No, I can't drag it like that. Like I can control select, shift select, add. Hold on, let me try this. Remove. Let's select the object we want to be in the light link. Shift select the light, hit add. Then it works. Yeah, okay. I see. Sick. Yeah, that's always good to know. It's an impossible light, which you kind of want to stay away from. But very handy for compositing and for controlling your scene. If you just want to force something to work, that's a great way of doing so. Thank you, my friend. Let's see. Also, if you turn those filters off in your render view, you can see it better. The filters. Bop. All of this stuff, huh? Thank you. Visual. This feels so cyberpunk right now. Oh my god. I'm playing that game right now for the first time. It's really fun. Oh, whoa. That actually just kind of worked. You see the way the text is revealed? Like magically revealed? Totally an accident. I did not plan it that way, but it worked out. That's cool. Yeah, that's sick. And then the skull will animate up and in. Very fun. Yeah, Cyberpunk is great. Very fun so far. All right, I like that. That's fun. That little grading situation. All right. Let's finish this top right corner. I want to finish the top right corner. And then we can build out the stuff that's around the camera. It's moving with the camera. Oh wait, what happened to that light link? There we go. Right now I'm not doing too much of a tempo because the intro music is going to be more ambient. So there isn't really a tempo to feel in the intro, right? But I'm working with Brooks, the musician, and talking about the idea of having a little bit of the tempo start to work its way in, kind of sneak in, and ramp up to the first render, to the downbeat when the bass starts kicking. And I might have a little bit of something in there to accentuate that. But we'll see. Johnny Bosworth. Mr. Johnny Bosworth. Welcome to the stream, my friend. Good to see you. Hope all is well today. Shoutouts to how do you animate text to fade in and out? Sotomonte mentioned it on the stream last week. Basically, all you do, you select the text and you can animate the where is it? The visibility. You can animate the visibility in viewport and render view. So I'm just like, it's just an on and off switch. That's it. It's not fading in or out. It just kind of looks that way with this. With the grading here. If I take the grading away, you can see it just turns on, it turns off. But I accidentally put the grading in like the perfect place to have it appear. Total accident. Let's okay, yeah, let's finish this. Let's finish this. This is fun. All right, let's hide this. Now this guy, let's finish the top right corner so we can finish the other stuff. I'm not digging the top right corner too much right now. I think it's like just this piece in general is like eh. This piece is cool though. That's cool. Left side is cool. I'm feeling that left side for sure. Let's duplicate this to the right side. Or you know what? Let's grab this guy. Let's grab this guy. Let's bring him over. No. All right, what are we gonna do? We're gonna rotate this on the Y by 90 and on the Z by 180. Cool. Now I could also have to do with like my lighting. It's very top down, so I'm not getting a ton of detail on all this stuff. Like ideally, I have a light that's like, I don't know, something like over here. Can I make a light and a spotlight and like pilot the spotlight and have the view be the spotlight? Like if I want to make my view right here, a spotlight right here in the view, is there a quick way to do that, Sotomonte? I don't know if you know.
Say again.
So like if I want to put a spotlight right in my viewport right here, looking right here, can I spawn a spotlight like looking this way based on my viewport angle? Or can I pilot the spotlight and then move the spotlight so that I'm looking through it and then I put it right here?
Oh man, I know how to do this in every software except Blender.
Yeah. Maybe someone in the chat knows.
Yeah, I'll look into it in the meantime.
For sure.
Oh, it actually works. If you select the light and you click on the little camera button, or you do control number but 0.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Okay, select the light and then numpad 0.
But with control numpad 0.
Control numpad. Oh yeah, because it's like the active one.
Yeah. And now probably press and the whole thing, yeah.
Camera. Yes. So it just works. You just pilot it.
Yeah, I didn't know you could do that. That's so, I mean,
Blender's great.
I figured it out, so it's very intuitive.
Yeah, because like that's what you would do for a camera. So why can't you do it for a light? That's sick. I like it. Thank you. Thanks, Soto. All right, maybe something like that. We'll see. Let's get out of this. Select the camera. Where's my camera? There you are. And let's grab that spotlight and see if we can't get a little bit of something out of this spotlight. Gross. And we'll turn off this guy. Very Terminator with that skull. All right, this piece isn't the best on the top right. Let's also get rid of this text. I don't want that right now. Such a cool looking piece. Love that. All right, this one I think we can just scale up and move back so it fits in. Oh, the spinning orange construction light. Yo, yes, dude. Yes. Like up here. Like up here or something, right? Let's try it. Let's try it. You got me going with this. I like it. What's the best way to do this? Let's see. You could do it a handful of different ways. Let's try 2 spotlights in a null that's spinning. All right, yeah, where am I at? All right, here we go. Spotlight. And let's go ahead and rotate this on the Y by 90. And let's bring it out here just so we can work with it. Scale it way the heck down. And we're gonna Alt-D, duplicate it, make an instance of it rather. And we'll rotate on the Z by 180. Take both of these. Let's actually make a null, an empty. I want to make it right here. So what do we do? What is that? Shift S, cursor to selected. Cursor to selected. Bam, right there. So we make an empty right there. Let's make a sphere like that. All right, boom, right in there. We can reset the cursor. Shift S, cursor world origin. Grab that, grab that, grab that. Control P to parent object. Keep transform. So now we get this little rotation situation going on. Now I got a question for Sotomonte. If I want to rotate this, just infinitely spinning, right? Infinitely spinning at this rate. Ideally, what? I make a keyframe on the... Make my keyframes, and then can I like loop the keyframes, I'd assume, right?
Yes, there's 2 main ways you could do this. One is having 2 keyframes and extending the lines, let's say, in the graph. And the other one is setting a driver. So you could say like...
Yes, let's do that.
I think it's for Blender. It's hashtag time. Let me check. No, is it frame? Yeah. So you just write hashtag on like whatever you want to keyframe.
Write it. What? Oh, on what I want to keyframe. Oh, yeah. Okay. It's the Z. Yeah. Okay. So hashtag.
And then just lowercase frame.
Yep.
And that's gonna go super
fast.
Actually, let's see how it is. It might be slow because 360 degrees. Oh. Okay, that's very fast.
Was it
so
times
you just
like times 0.1 or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what we want, dude. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's that touch designer style. Yes. Thank you, man. That's sick. All right, so then we'll get that up here. Let's go up here. Man, like I said last stream, I just need to be streaming my work all the time, so I have Soto's help for everything.
Cheers, man.
We'll get this like way out here, just off to the side somewhere, maybe like over here, and then we'll do that thing. We'll do the light linking. All right, so we have this spinning, and let's take both of these. Get the starting position like here. And we'll set this cone angle a bit wider. The radius, no, not the radius, the angle. So it's hitting more. Let's crank the power. And we'll orange it up. And then we'll get the radius a little bit. Cool. Yes, dude. Right, we can figure out the exact vibe of that, but hey, it's in there. Let's set it up so that it's only affecting like this top one here. And we learned about light linking just now, so let's do that. In the object, we'll do shading, light linking new. I'll select the object I want it to affect. Only affect. Okay, so it's like the opposite now. I only want it to affect this, nothing else. So I'm curious how that's gonna work. But we'll add it. All right, so it's still affecting everything else. I don't want it to affect it. I only want it to affect this one. And I'm sure there's a way to invert it so that I don't have to add everything to the scene except this, right? Who was our light linking friend in chat? Was it Veli? Maybe Veli knows. Oh, hey Muppet. Muppet says hello. You want to say hello? Are you shy now? Muppet's gonna hang out while we continue working. Hello. Alright, you can't go pressing buttons on me, okay? You're gonna hang out, you just gotta hang out. Or you can leave me, that works too. Alright, visual, I think you add the light to the object instead of the object to the light. Okay. Let's try it. So we'll go the opposite way. Select that. Select that. Light linking. Add. Okay. Boom. Boom. Add. It's not letting me add the light.
Didn't you have to drag from the outliner?
Yeah, but this way worked before. Alright, the spotlight. Let's select this. Grab the spotlight. Yeah, it's not working. It's not going in there. Okay, Puppet Prop is saying I have to select literally everything else and like do it the manual way, but there's no way. There's gotta be a way to invert it. Okay, Fracteller says put the collection in. So like we have we have the ground collection. Okay, it's a collection situation. Still feel like there's got to be a way to add the inverse light ink. Because I know I'll forget something eventually after building this whole scene out. But let's see what we can do. We have camera mounted objects and we have static objects. Oh, it was the right way first. I need to apply the linking to both spotlights. Okay, I thought since it was an instance, I would not have to do that. But okay, let's try that again. It's this, then this, and then we add. Yeah, this, then this, and then we add. Hey, it works. Okay. Makes total sense. If it's in there and it's checked, then by default, everything else is excluded. That makes sense. Sick. Very cool. Very, very cool. And we can turn these guys down. This is turning into, like, in my mind, I wanted it to be a bit more like surgical and like blue and white, white plastic with like bright surgical lights. But now it's turning into the ending of Terminator 2, which I'm not mad about. Okay, let's also bring this like closer to where the camera is. Yeah, that's sick. And let's speed it up a little bit. Too fast. Right in the middle. A little too fast still. We'll go like 0.125. Sick. Love it. Works so nicely. I love that's so cool. A construction light that's blue? I've never seen such a thing. It just doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel right. It's got to be orange. Yeah, cool. That's very fun. I like that a lot. All right. So this light, this spotlight way out here is turning my stuff magenta. And I don't like that. Don't like that right now. So I'm just gonna turn that spotlight off. All right, we still gotta finish this top right business. Yeah, it's like watch out. Things are moving. That's what that light is. And things are moving. So I think that is an appropriate light to have in the scene. I just gotta figure out like the logic on this conveyor belt. Because right now the conveyor belt is not moving. It's the camera that's moving. So I need to move the conveyor belt too. I feel like they both need to be moving. But we'll figure that out later. I'm not too worried about that at this moment. What's up, Chapiga? How do I find inspiration and ideas for each challenge? It has a lot to do with sitting down with visual and the rest of the challenge team. I mean, visual is like I think we spend the most time in chat talking about the challenges and working on the challenges. Folio is in there a lot as well, since he's building out the website and building the puzzle lore and everything. And so we'll do a lot of brainstorming and just sharing inspiration and ideas, and we'll just sit in voice chat and talk about what would be sick. Yeah, you know, we've been doing it for almost 6 years now, so like we have quite a big list of ideas already. So like, for example, we already have the next challenge figured out, the August challenge figured out. So once this one is done, I mean, we're already working on it now, the August challenge, which is crazy. But and the August challenge is gonna be so sick. Oh my god, I can't wait. It's gonna be insane. But I don't want to get too ahead of everything, right? We're still in this challenge. But yeah. What's up, Hasty? I started using Blender in November for the suit up challenge on our Discord server, and it's been awesome so far. I really love it. We only have the August challenge planned out right now. We don't have next year's January challenge planned out yet. There's ideas. There's definitely ideas, but we don't have anything like locked in. We're moving forward on a thing yet. We can't tell you what the August challenge is. There's always a surprise with it, right? We want to surprise you guys. Want it to be fresh and exciting. We also want people to not get a head start. That's another thing. We want everyone to have the same amount of time. I mean, clues, like what clues gonna give you? It's something we haven't tried before. I'll say that much. And I imagine visuals on the other side just sweating right now. It's like, don't spoil it.
I'll tell you what it is. No.
Someone just says it. There's gonna be some cool, like, I don't know. There's gonna be some cool elements to it that we hadn't messed with before. It's all gonna be kind of a new, interesting thing. It'll be the biggest one we've done in a sense as well. So that's all I'll say, without saying too much. I knew it. Yeah, exactly. We try and do stuff we hadn't done before with each challenge. Otherwise it would get stale. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like even just hosting these challenges every 6 months, like we have to switch it up for our own sake, or else we're going to get tired of it. And if we're feeling tired of it, you guys are going to be tired of it. So we just want to keep it fresh every time. All right, I think we got enough to like move on to this top layer of stuff now. So Alt H to unhide everything else. And let's build out this kind of like this little chamber up here of stuff. And I'm just gonna go ahead and delete all this. And we want some stuff where like we can throw monitors on the screens and everything. Ah, not true, my friend. Not true. Not true. There's a piece. Oh yeah, this piece. I could just grab this piece. No, this is dumb. This is dumb. I'm not gonna do this because it would just be that, and that's lame. Is there like an inverted piece? This? Not really. I have to build it out from scratch. Probably go for another 30 minutes and try and get this top layer built out. Move some pieces around so we see both layers, the top layer and the bottom layer, and then we'll switch over to weekly challenge and then we'll call it. I want to shade auto smooth everything now. It looks so good. All right, let's try this piece. And maybe some of these pieces that we pre-pulled. Yeah, that piece perhaps. Maybe this piece. This is a good flat piece we could use. We want everything to feel like it's connected. That's the hard part with the kit bash stuff. Like you want it to feel like it's all connected. Ooh, maybe this piece can connect to the bottom. I could see this piece being involved. We said we're also gonna grab this piece. So these three I could see being a thing. This I could see. This I could see. Right. I'll bring all this stuff up. All right, let's see. If you want more truer color, try doing this thing. All right, let's try doing this thing. Color management. Chronos PBR neutral in the view transform. Yeah, it's contrastier, that's for sure. I'll stick with AGX for now, but good to know. Let's see, Chrono. Oh, hold on. Let me try this thing. Medium contrast. Yeah, I think I like the AJX a little bit better, personally, but they have aces now. Dude, aces is so confusing to me. I have never figured out the aces workflow. All color science stuff, like, boggles my mind. Okay. Yeah, I feel like a monitor could easily go here. And here, on the side right here. I'm feeling this. This is pretty cool. Let's connect this to the camera. Feels a little top heavy. Like we may not need that much space taken up by all this, you know. Good question. Really good question. My first answer is like I'm eyeballing it, right? So, I'm looking at like this piece, right? And this piece looks huge to me. The way that this like truss is designed, it looks like it's meant to hold a lot of weight. And if I scaled that down, it would look kind of weird. This is a cool looking piece. I think it has to do with the amounts of detail. So like micro detail, small detail, medium detail, large detail. And right now, the detail across this scene is pretty uniform. Like I have the small detail with the conveyor belt. There's some small detail in here. The medium detail, I'd say, would be, or it's almost large detail, would just be the overall shape of these objects. The medium detail might be like these bevels, these giant bevels, right? It helps that all of these assets are coming from the same asset pack. If they came from a different asset pack, I'd probably have more of an issue blending the different sizes or the appearance of the size and everything, but it's a really good question. Yeah, it's a really good question. That's the best I can answer it now, at least talking about this piece right now. Yeah, switch to Blender. It's like the third, fourth time on stream, which makes sense. People are hopping in and out, but yeah, switch to Blender. I love it. It's great. Let's try this piece. This is a good flat looking piece that I can maybe get a monitor on. I like that. That feels nice. Yeah, it also doesn't have to like fully connect all the way around. Like we can have something like this here and connect it with some pipes, because I know we got pipes up in here. Oh, there's this piece too. Dude. Let's go. Alt D. It's so much fun. So if I were to scale this, right, that would actually, I don't know, might feel too small. That definitely feels too small. Just the shape language of everything else fits at this scale, right? Like, I don't know, that all fits to me. I wouldn't want to do anything to throw that scale off. Feels cool though. Like, I could see that. Maybe that's all we need is like just a little bar. Right, I want to keep it asymmetrical. I don't know. Maybe like that. I don't love it. I don't love it. What I do love though is this negative space in here. So I just want to connect it with some pipes. Like this stuff, all this kind of stuff. This thing maybe. That's pretty sick. I don't think they're textured. They're like base color textured. So I'm definitely gonna go over these and like add all the smudgy, scratchy, white plastic vibes. Like it's gonna be sick. Yellow bar. I had a yellow bar. There it is. What does this thing look like? Okay. Cool. I wish I used Substance. I want to learn Substance. And thank you, Matt. I appreciate it. I'm pretty happy with this, you know. It feels nice. And I don't know if I have to do much moving of these bottom pieces either. They're kind of works out, you know. You're seeing both sides of the conveyor belt. I might be able to move this stuff a little bit. And just try and find like the right shapes of everything. The right placement rather. One thing that I learned from a DP on set was for an object, for this one, for instance, right? This line is too close to the, like these objects are too close together. And his whole thing was like, Is the object in frame or is it out of frame? It can't be a little bit in frame. It needs to either be in or out, or if it is a little bit, then it needs to be very intentional with your edges of frame. So I'm gonna move these up a bit because, again, this is just too close. You want to really understand the shape of everything here. So let's move this over a little bit. And then now you really feel that shape. Bottom left object is not parented. Oh, thank you, thank you. So what I don't want it to feel like is a giant door moving down into the ground, and this kind of feels like that. I'll have to do a test, and I need to get this conveyor belt moving as well, because right now you don't know what you're looking at. You're like, I don't know where the camera is or what, and I really want it to be apparent where the camera is pretty immediately, and I think that'll have to do with like the objects that we're seeing in frame immediately, right? So I probably want to get this hand closer sooner so we know kind of what's going on. We need something recognizable. A dismembered hand is a little bit strange to see first and foremost, so we might need a couple objects that feel like grounding objects so the audience can know what's going on. They're getting hit with a lot of information at once pretty quick. But yeah, I'll probably do a render of that, the first 265 frames. And kind of see what that's looking and feeling like. But I think I'll end there as far as put something small on top of the hex flooring. Yeah, I could do that. I could do like don't know what, but it's very possible. Absolutely. But I'm feeling good about this. We made a lot of progress on stream today. I think it's super fun. The idea is working. I just have to animate some sort of robotic arm thingies, grabbing the skull. So maybe I'll do that throughout the week. And by next Friday, we'll have kind of the full V1 animation complete. But this is feeling sick. I'm going to get a render going, and maybe it'll be done by the time we finish the weekly challenge. So let's set this up really quick. How many samples? I don't know. 150 samples. And for the sake of a whip, yeah, 1280 by 720. 30 FPS. I'm going all the way. We're doing a video. I'm crazy. Usually you would just do still frames in case it crashes, but screw it. And we just want 265 frames. Now, in case it's not done, I'll set it to image. That way we can at least like look at something. I wish you could do normal keyboard shortcuts. Make a folder shortcut in here. A new folder. Dang.
There's a little folder button above.
Yeah, I'm so used to the
Same.
Control Alt N.
Control Alt N. I always do Control N.
Control N. Wait, am I losing my mind? Hold on. That's new window. New folder is Control Shift N, right? No, Control Alt N. Wait, hold on. What's going on? Why can't I make a folder in here? I have to know. Control Shift N. Yeah, new folder. Control N. Yeah, new window.
Oh, it is Control Shift N.
You've just been doing it for so long. You're like, I don't even think about it anymore.
I went to do it and I did Control Shift N and I was like, oh shoot. Muscle memory. Can I show you a cool setting to speed up the renders?
Yeah.
Go to the little camera icon above.
Camera icon above.
Like the first. No. In that
TV?
panel. Yeah. And then it's under performance, I believe. Persistent data.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What is that?
Yeah, so when you render, usually each frame you load all the models, you load all the textures, render it, and then you empty your RAM, right? To have space for the next one. But on scenes that aren't too big, if you can fit your entire scene in RAM, it's a little wasteful, no? Because each frame you're loading the same textures, you're loading the same models. So this keeps it between frames. It consumes a little bit more memory, but it's if you can handle it, it's way faster.
Okay, sick. I love that. Let's do it. What was it? Control F12 for animation and just F12 for an image, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where would I go if I just wanted to do that manually?
Top left, render.
Render image, render animation. Okay, got it.
Yeah, so all that waiting you had before the first pixel appeared, that's what we're like skipping with the persistent data.
I see. Okay, this is definitely gonna be done by the time we finish weekly challenge. But that's great. We'll come back and we'll look at this and see how things are feeling. Shall we do weekly challenge? Yeah, Soto.
Yeah.
All right, man. Switch us over. Let's do it. All right. Sweet. If you want to get the Discord side of things swapped over, that way I can see the names. Yeah. Cool. All right, guys. Yeah, so this is the Anachronistic, I believe is how it's pronounced, weekly challenge, which means Anachronistic is when like you have something in the scene that doesn't fit the time period that the object is in. So like a old-timey dressed lady in a sci-fi scene or something, right? Very basic example. But we got 5 winners. These winners get points on the Discord server, unlock badges, that cool stuff, right? So first up, who is this? Estrella 12. Yo, congratulations. Really cool scene Very, very well lit. You know, the Renaissance vibes. What is that? That chiaroscuro lighting? Kind of get those vibes. Yeah, you get the angel wings. You got the guns on them. I love this. This is freaking awesome. I guess you're combining the Renaissance style paintings with a twist, which I think is a nice take on the Anachronistic challenge prompt. Very nice. Next up, we got Filipski. This one's cool. Great scene detail. A really nice render quality. You got the porta potties back there. The inn. I wish we could see the inn neon sign a little bit better. Maybe swap that for the orange one that you have on top of the roof, just so it's like very clear. It's not like it's super difficult to figure out where they're at, but you know, a little bit of context, maybe swapping those signs could help. But yeah, this is fun. I like that. Next we got Under with a great idea. Insane render quality. Great artist. One of the moderators on our Discord server. And yeah, this is awesome. I love it. Very well done. Great idea. Obliviart. No, not Obliviart. Those are two different people. Obliv. This is hilarious to me. This is so good. This is 100% just nailing the theme of the weekly challenge. It's well rendered. Really nice photorealism. Hilarious too. This edit of Lord of the Rings would be absurd. And then finally we got Visual. Another admin on the server. But killing it with the weekly challenges. As always. Highly detailed characters. He's really good in Daz. So I think you knocked it out this time, Visual. As you usually do. So those are the winners. Let's get into the honorable mentions. We got XYL. Yeah, we got a car in a field. Now this one, okay, yeah, the car in the field, it's not a time period issue. It's just like, why you got your nice car up in this field. You swapped out the wheels for some like, you know, carriage wheels, which I'm like, okay, it's a small detail in the scene. Maybe you could have gone a little bit further with it. Or I don't know, move the camera a little closer. Maybe it's just the composition is what needs to be tweaked a little bit, you know, get closer to that anachronistic vibe you got going on. Tilt up a hair maybe a little bit, push in a touch, but yeah, really nice render quality, great lighting, good stuff. Tony 480 is doing a lot in a short amount of time here. Cool idea as well. I love like the hand crushing the phone. It's cool. Now, I think with you doing so much in your scene, it's taken a hit with the samples. It feels very, very noisy because you're like, oh my God, I have to render all this in like 2 seconds. I would love to see a bit more clean renders from you. And cleaning up a little bit of the animation too, like the tree back here. The way this tree falls feels a little strange. I don't know what that is or how you keyframed that, but I think that would be nice. And then I don't know what that bird is. I think just like honing in a little bit more. Like there's this this light up here and this bird that comes out that I almost wonder, like, have the focus drawn to the phone at first. Maybe have the phone be in frame a little bit longer. Not longer. What I'm saying is have the phone be more in frame. It's so bottom left. It almost needs to be like, you know, rule of thirds kind of area, like right up in here. Yeah, I don't know. And then like as far as this light goes, I'm like curious what that is, or why that's happening at that moment. And it might be better just to focus the attention to the phone in the hand. But yeah, I love the hand timing up with the phone crunch. It's super cool. Next up, we got Takuya. This is just classic, guys. This made me laugh. Thought it was funny. Wanted to shout you out. Good job, Takuya. Rug Slump is next. A lot of you guys did knights in shining armor in these modern day scenes, and I thought this was a a well done version of that. So I wanted to shout you out, Rug Slump. Congratulations for the honorable mention. Honorables are getting points too, y'all. Next up for honorable, we got L. So freaking cute. It literally says it on the bottom left. Yes. Wonderful. I love this. Nice, great illustration. Everything feels talking about scale, right? The levels of detail where like the bed is like the largest chunk of detail, and the smallest bit of detail would be all the icons on the right side, the little pieces on the floor in the back, and the medium detail, the dinosaur, the dresser, that kind of stuff. Yeah, you nailed it. You got the small, medium, large detail. I love your colors. Love your animation, or not animation, but illustration style. Shoutouts to you. Caps is next. This one took me a minute to find out what the anachronistic vibe was. You have that antenna, the radar, DirecTV radar, cable radar on the roof of this thatched hut looking thing. It was very hard to find. I would move it up so it's silhouetted against the sky so you immediately see it. The telephone poles didn't really read as super anachronistic to me compared to your scene, because like I feel like you can find this kind of scene out there today. So maybe you, I don't know, needed to go a bit more old-timey with the hut that you built, perhaps. And yeah, get that radar dish silhouetted on the roof of that thing so it reads very clear. But other than that, really nice lighting, great render quality. Shoutouts to you. Hey, it's who? CS. What does that say, Sotomonte? For the next one. What is it? CDR? Hey, it's CDR. Cool. Yeah, these two objects in the scene are far enough apart in time that I can tell immediately this is a funny scene. I liked it. I thought you did a good job with this. Congrats. Easy is next. Yeah, now at first I thought that was a band, right? I thought it was a piano. I thought they were playing drums of some sort. But it's an arcade machine. I think you just need a little bit more clarity on that arcade machine. Rotate it maybe a bit more towards the camera so we can see it's an arcade machine. Because it really does look like he's playing the piano. But yeah, I dig your render style. I think you were an honorable mention last week as well with the aquarium looking scene. But I dig it. Dead Pixel Anim is next. I mean, knights versus robots. I mean, how more anachronistic can you get than that? And your render quality is nice. Your lighting is nice. So shout outs to you, my friend. CD the Third. Yep, new doctors and old doctors combined together in one scene. Got some nice lighting. The animation on the character in the foreground is a little weird. Their hand is very still, but their whole body is moving around their hand. That would be a really hard dance move to pull off, actually, but I don't know. You could have moved the hand around a little bit more, worked on the animation a little bit, maybe kept the head a bit more still, the body a bit more still, and had the arm kind of like moving around. I guess the opposite. But I love the scene. I love the lighting, and shout out to you. Good stuff. Brian LP. A Night in the City. I would not want to run across this night in this city. You could probably bring the night out from the background a little bit more. The night could be more contrasty. The background could be a bit less contrasty with the use of some fog, which you're definitely using. You probably also don't need that tall of an aspect ratio either. You could probably do like 4:3 or 3:2 or something. But just focus it a bit more on the night. Next up, honorable mention, we got Ensemble. Using Blender. to get your knights and your tank going, and you're doing a draw over. It's really cool style. I like that a lot. I like the way that you're kind of erasing the trees around the flags to make the flags pop out a little bit more. That's pretty smart. But this is cool. It'd be sweet to see a whole scene like that. Very fun. Kev Dog is second to last. Very funny. It took me a minute to like figure out what exactly was going on, but they're smoking vapes. Thought that was pretty funny. I think you could work on your camera angle. Those guys on the far left and right are almost out of frame. Remember when we were talking about are they in frame or not? I think they need to be a bit more in frame. You could probably orbit the camera a little bit more so that orbit it to the left so that fire in the middle is more in between the dude on the far right and the dude in the middle, right? So like the fire pot is in the middle of those two guys. And then lighting wise, I think everything feels a bit uniform. You know, you could probably take the texture of the teepee back there and maybe go a little bit blue with it. Right now it's just gray. That way these guys will kind of pop out from the background a bit more. I think your light needs just a little bit of softness. And I think it's too lit from the front. I think that's the issue. It's like you put a giant light in front of or right behind the camera, pointed it at your scene and turned it up. Like what if you just lit it from the one firelight down there, you know? I think that would shape it a little bit more. It's just too bright. That's it. And finally, we got Akamui with this scene that made me laugh. I would play this video game. Yep, I would watch this movie. Yep. This is awesome. A Knight's Tale, but with motorcycles. I'm for it. All about it. So good stuff, everybody. Congrats to the honorables. Congrats to the winners. And that about wraps it. So next week, we're doing a stream on Friday. As we do, I'm going to get as far as I can in my scene. Before then, we'll be doing another weekly challenge review. We'll be taking a look at more of your works in progress renders. What else? The submission link is now live. Go ahead and submit your art when it's ready, but please triple check your work. I talked about how to not get disqualified when submitting your art at the beginning of this stream. I will be timestamping this thing later today after I go out and get some food. What else? Good luck to you guys. Just because there's a submission link available does not mean you have to submit right now. The deadline is still March 1st at 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That is 23:59 PST. All right. Triple check your frames. You should have 120 frames. Triple check your resolution. It's either 1920 by 1080 or 3840 by 2160. Did I get that right? Yes, I think I did. 4K. And it needs to be 30 FPS. 30 FPS. Or else you guys are going to get disqualified. Don't get disqualified. Please don't. It hurts my soul to do it. But that's the only way that these montages, especially this one, with the music and the visuals sync together, will stay in sync. How many more frames do we have left on our render? We got... Right, we're on frame 217, frame 218. I think I can just open up DaVinci and we'll bring in the frames that we have rendered so far. And we'll take a look at them. Nope, it's not 24 FPS, it's 30 FPS, my friend. Let's see. Oh, crazy. All right, so this is why you do this, guys. So can we switch back to desktop? So I dragged my frames in to DaVinci, and it's reading as 24 frames per second. But I am fairly sure I am exporting at 30 frames per second. Yeah, 30 FPS. So because it's an image sequence, I think DaVinci is reading it as 24. So we can right click that. We can go to, where are you? The clip attributes. Like, my eyes just glaze over every time I look at this. Where is it? Can I right click it here? Clip attributes, clip attributes. Where is it? Oh my god, I can't see anything. Right click. Clip operations? No. I'm losing my mind. Oh, it's at the very bottom. All right. Clip attributes at the very bottom. Just change it to 30 FPS. Done. And drag it back out. Awesome. Let's just see what we got. Ah, the dang text. I meant to remove that. All right. This is looking like a thing. And what I'll do is I'll start bringing in Brooks' music here, the musician doing the top 100 thing. And I'll start timing this up to his intro and kind of get a good sense for timing of all this stuff. Making sure that the titles hit when they need to hit. Making sure that we have enough time to read the titles. All that good stuff, right? So I'll probably be doing some timing tests. But we now are looking at a thing that is like starting to look like a thing. And it's fun. I love it. So thank you guys for hanging out with me, for building stuff on the stream. Much appreciated. Good luck with your art this week. We're halfway through the challenge. Got another 2 weeks on this thing, so we got a lot more work to do, and it's gonna be sweet. I'm excited. We'll see you guys soon. Peace out, y'all. See ya Friday.